Welcome to Sir Ink's The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. This podcast is only catered towards those that are 18 and above, and if you're at work, we like to say NSF. And remember, you can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, kinky and kink curious folk out there. My name is Sir Ink. Here we go. Oh, man. So, I've had a question by a follower, and he was asking, how do I get my woman on the same page? And that can be a tricky one. That can be tricky because everybody has their own idiosyncrasies, their own ways. And so I think what it is for men, right, especially this gentleman, to get your way, or not to get your way, but to get her on your page, I think the key is to know what direction you're going in and what position does a woman play in your life. You have to define yourself as a man to what your overall goal in life is. If you're at a point where you haven't figured that out, and like the future is like open, there is no end game in life for you. There's not things or goals that you really have set that you want to accomplish. That's fine. You just need to be very transparent with that. But mostly what women will agree to or fall in line with is a man that has some direction, a man that has goals, short-term and long-term, and an end game with it. So in order to get her on your page, you need to know what direction your page is going in. Then that way, when you bring someone in, you tell them, look, this is what I'm hitting for, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm trying to go, this is how I see relationships, whether that be monogamous or other, no matter what the other is. And you are not necessarily dictating the pace to them, but you allow them to make an assessment of, okay, do they really fit into that page, that narrative that you're speaking of? And I mean, look, at the point of meeting and talking things out initially, yeah, like y'all two might be on the same page, but as things progress, feelings grow, situations change in your life, living arrangements or children that have grown up, whatever the case may be, those things kind of alter the trajectory of how you get into that end goal, but it doesn't change the end goal. And then it's about who's flexible enough to fit into what you're trying to do. But you yourself have to have direction. You yourself, in my opinion, if you want to get a woman on your page, you need to have a direction that your page is going in. It can't be a choose your own adventure kind of situation. It can be. Those are for people who like the burnout relationships. People that like I'm riding this like a surfboard. I done paddled out to the water. I done paddled out. I'm going to ride this wave. But when the boogie board hits the shore, it's over. But when a ship sails from the shore, it has a direction that it wants to go in. It has a destination. But a surfboard is that. You paddle out, you ride it, it's fun. Relationships are more like that ship at sea. Gonna have some good moments, gonna have some bad moments. Gonna be some motion sickness going on, maybe. It's gonna be some turbulent waters. There's going to be some calm water. There's going to be some warm water. There's going to be some cold water. But that is the whole long-term strategy, to who you are as a man and to establish yourself in your domination. And two, do not try to bring someone onto your page because you want this particular person to be on your page. And then you start changing your page up to suit them. That's not how this goes. Either they're in line with you or not at all. Yes, there is a negotiation. The negotiation is on your part. You're part of understanding who she is, what she brings to the table, and is that valuable to you long term? Like, what does that look like? Like, or, okay, maybe there's no long term plans of marriage or something like that, right? But what we bring to one another, even if it's a day by day, month by month situation, long distance or whatever, like, do I bring value to this person's life? Do I make this person's life better in some form or fashion? Or am I just here sucking off attention? Or is she just here sucking off energy and attention as well? These things you need to know. You need to ask yourself those questions. We know there are people who just want, for example, just want attention. They just want someone to talk to. They don't really care about you per se. They're just being themselves. They're just like in their own zone. You know those people. You know those people. They just get to talking. Hello, and then they just get to running off shit. They just get to talking. You know, and then you realize that, man, this is not even about me. This is not a shared experience. This is an experience more for her than it is for me. Or it's an experience more for him than it is for you. And you need to understand that. You need to know what it is to fill your bucket of need and wants up. Like me, I'm not as much of a attention needing person, right? So I don't need a lot of over communication. I don't need a whole lot of communication. I don't need a lot of communication, you know. So I don't need that kind of stimulus. I don't demand that kind of attention. But there are people that do. They need a good morning. They need to talk to you. Then they need to hit you on their lunch break. They need to hit you when they get off of work. They need to update you on everything. And some people like that, and some people don't, right? But there are people who get into a mode that they do that without having consent on your attention, right? You didn't consent to that. You didn't consent for them just as you say hello and then they just start running off their day. But that's where you need to check them at the door. If that's something that you don't like, or if it infringes on you, or they make you feel like you're responsible to communicate with them, you need to communicate that back if that doesn't work for you. You know, and subs, y'all need to do that too. If you meet a guy who's a dominant and the things he want don't really suit you, but you feel like, wow, I haven't had a dominant. I need to be submissive in a way that I need to forego the things that I need and just do what he want. That would be a bad strategy in my opinion, because relationships are reciprocal. You know, you need to be getting out what you need in a relationship to make you feel happy, to make you feel fulfilled, to make you feel like you're serving a purpose. You need to feel like you're a part of it and not just a piece, like a cog in the wheel, and you don't get even that squeaky wheel doesn't even get any oil. You know what I'm saying? We all have to feel like we're wanted, or feel like what we bring to the table is valuable or needed. That is just the truth, you know, that is just the truth. And of course, there's compromises in this stuff, right? Not everything can be all your way. There's compromises. But what you don't compromise on is who you are and where you want to go. You can compromise on the direction that you may go to get to that ultimate goal if someone else knows a better way, an easier path, a clearer path, then yes, you take that path. But if it's not that kind of situation, if they just want to change stuff up to make themselves feel better, then no, we're going to take the route that has led me to the success that I've had so far. And if you're not really adding any value to that, why change it up just because it makes you feel better, makes someone else feel better, right? If you're having a mode of success, you stick with that until it doesn't work. Period. If it's not broke, you don't fix it. But I know with men just have to be ready to stand up. I watched a video the other day of a guy who was in Miami, and he's a good-looking brother, well-built, workout. He's in Miami with his friends. He runs up on a girl on the beach, you know, they in the water, but he just runs up on her, takes a picture with her, hugs her, or whatever. They had a little light conversation, and then that was that. Afterwards, he didn't give her his real name or number or nothing like that, but she was so enamored with him that she went online and was like, I hope this, guys, can y'all help me find out who this guy is? I hope he's not married, blah, blah, blah. Turns out he's married, 3 kids. So this gets around the internet, gets back to his wife. Of course, she's not happy about what she saw, even though that was it. She ended up messaging the girl who put the video up. The girl ended up apologizing. She said, look, we didn't do anything. That was the one time we met. I didn't remember none of his information. That's why I put that out there. But, that was it. And so he's kind of like, and they're having a video of these two, and he's sitting there kind of like not really owning what he did. Right? And, of course, she's like, oh, I was going to leave him. Like, okay, like your wife with 3 kids going to leave you because you was playing around in Miami, right? Now, I'm not justifying nothing that he did. I'm not saying anything he did was right. But where he really went wrong was just not owning it. Kind of like bitchy. He's kind of bitchy about it. Like, oh, it wasn't really like that. It wasn't that. No, I'd be like, look, we was in Miami. We was turned up, having a little fun. It doesn't look good at all. I apologize. Do what you got to do, but you can't be bitching your way out of it, And then all this, like, I was going to leave him because he was, whatever. Leave him to go where? And I wouldn't even allow her to even go down that road with that thought process, like, of leaving someone. Like, even if it was your wife. And she's out there in Miami with her girlfriends turned up, and some dude wants to take a picture with her and, try to holler at her. And then someone not only takes a picture of that, but they take video of it. And it doesn't look like it's anything more than people just having fun, like just turned up, right? So, yeah, you can say to your wife, look, that completely looks not good. That does not look good. It's embarrassing, but it's not divorceable. I'm not going to leave a woman that I have 3 kids with because of an incident like that. Now, it will make you look at them differently. Like, well, damn, if you was doing it like that, then what else did you do? But you're never going to get a real answer about that anyway unless you get it on video, right? A person's going to lie and say, man, nothing else was going on. And maybe nothing else did happen. But what I'm saying is, I didn't like the way he responded, kind of bitchy. Like, he should have just owned it. Like, look, we was down here turned up. I was just having fun. Ran down, took some pictures, Look, brother, a man does not work out the way he looked. And it's a good looking dude, got himself together not to like be admired by other women, but, just to be desired or desirable by other women. And mostly women don't want a man that's not desirable by other women. Your wife just don't want to see the shit. And I get it. Like, he should just own it. Like, you know what? Bad moment. I was not thinking. That's when having fun goes wrong. I got to do better. But I didn't fuck her. I didn't even give her my real name, my real number. So it was really just careless fun. But that carelessness, it embarrassed you, right? And so that's when I go back to, movies like The Godfather, right? And he's walking with Michael, and he's telling Michael, women and children can be careless, not men. And these are the lessons that we need to teach men. You're married. You're in Miami already. So the fact that you're in Miami and married with your homies is already a situation of you going down there to turn up. All right, cool. Whatever you do, you just don't want evidence of it. And, back in the day, we used to have Polaroid cameras, right? Or regular cameras. So people would take pictures. But that picture would stay within that girl and her group of friends, or you and your group of friends, right? Guys know this. Guys got pictures from, all places that we done been, right? Some stuff you don't want to get back, whether you single or not. I'm glad we ain't put that on tape, However, in today's world, those Polaroid pictures, those moments that would be between you and those people And the only people going to see it is people in that circle. And that getting back to wherever you are is like highly unlikely. Now is highly likely because everything is a video. Everybody's uploading stuff. So the internet gets it and runs it. The internet gets it and runs it. So guys, we have to learn how to move differently. We have to understand those lessons. Men speak when they need to be heard. Controlling yourself. Having restraint, not arguing with women. And here, you can't be careless. Your moves must be more calculated. Your decision making needs to be more focused. Your emotionalism needs to be down. And at the same time, you need to understand how to still be connected to the woman in your life that you trust. Whichever woman that is, whether it be your friend or it be a lover, that woman that you say, I ultimately trust her. You need to make sure you're connected with her. You can never not be connected with her. You can never not be connected with her. Period. Whatever that means, you always have to stay connected to that person. Make sure that they're whole. This is just my brief thoughts on how to get on your page. How to get on your page is making sure that your page is clean, is in black and white, and is legible. Meaning, your actions need to be clear. You can't speak of going in a direction and then walk in a different direction. Everything has to match up. Verified. Right? They only can understand who you are through verified actions. Everybody, once you reach a certain age, I would say mid-30s, should stop believing so much of what people say and listen to what people say and look at their actions and make sure that the words and what you're seeing match. And when they do, you can believe in it. But gentlemen, women are not going to believe in you just because you say you're a dominant man. There are some women that will test that. And then there are other women that won't test it. They'll just sit and wait. And they're not waiting for something to happen. They know life happens. And then they will judge you by how you react. Life is read and react. And if you react differently than what you say you are, or how you projected yourself, then that is a strike. And that leads to mistrust. Mistrust leads to her closing up. Her closing up limits the options that you can have with her. It limits all the things that you can do with her. Because when you need her to come through for you in some kind of way, she may not, because she don't trust that if she does this thing for you, or if she trusts you in this way, that it'll go right. You didn't show her that. And it's little stuff, guys. It's the little things, little actions. It's those actions that money can't cover up. We think money and dick will cover some shit up. It ain't covering shit up. They know. Even if they're hanging in there, they can hang in there. Women are like masochists. Some of them. Right? They'll hang in there, knowing damn well they're not getting all they should get. But they won't be happy. Things won't be right. You want a harmonious relationship. You want a harmonious situation. You can only do that with clear direction, clear actions. Everything must match up. Verified. It doesn't mean you can't make mistakes. It just means that when you make them, you own them. Unlike that brother that didn't own it. He kind of scapegoated his way out. Nah, own it. Because you always want to be in that position of respect and power. When you're wrong, you say you're right. Look, I was wrong. I made a dumb fucking decision. And I embarrassed you. I apologize. And I got to try to make that right. Whatever it takes. I apologize. If we need to go to therapy, I'm going to therapy. If I got to, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to keep your situation, your family together. But not many of us are owning it. And that's what I have a problem with. So if you want to own your page, again, be clear and concise. Actions must match words. and find someone that fits your program, and let them know this is you on here for the short term, or you could be in this for the long haul. You know, if you see endless possibilities, speak of endless possibilities. If you see ceilings, speak of the ceilings that you see, because those people may not know that there's a ceiling or a cap up or cap off, but allow them to see it. Maybe y'all can work through some ceilings. Maybe you can't, but at least mention where the defaults are and go from there. Again, what do you guys think? Let me know. You guys know where you can reach me, sirinq.com, sirinq on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can always check us out on kingspace.net. Thank you guys for listening. You are appreciated. Until next time, peace.